Connor,
Aidan.
last week you tipped your hat.
We're both wearing hats today.
Oh, so we're tipping our hats. That's what we just did.
we don't normally both wear hats.
No,
so
that's
it's
true.
it's a tradition to tip your hat to a fellow hat wearer.
Do we both have post-work hair because we rushed here from work? Is that the...
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What I was going to say is that last week we had a bit, right, where when we said the name of the episode, we had to play
okay.
Uncle Cracker's Smile,
Yes.
right? The episode of Doctor Who that we're reviewing today is called Thin Ice, and what we're going to play
Can I
today...
guess what it is?
Yeah, say it.
Is it from The Last of Us?
It's from The Last of Us.
Dude, I knew
Ellie.
You're stepping on some mighty thin
You
ice.
are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
So every time we say Thin
go.
Ice, we are playing that soundbite, and that's going to
I
get
love
old
it.
very quick, especially because it is quite long.
Ellie. You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
Aidan had no time to edit out the dead air.
No.
That's fine. But that's so funny you say that. I had a field day with like all the songs I could find that had Smile in it on Instagram, and I was literally going to post that clip and be like, our Thin Ice reviews out. It's going to surprise you. We're on the same page, okay?
Yep.
I love that.
So that's very good. Yeah, that's
What a good
Last of
goof.
Us,
What a
Last
good
of Us and
goof.
Who crossover, I guess.
Yeah, the old crossover.
Crossing it over.
Oh, wow.
I can see the sweat on your brow. It is.
Bro, it's fucking hot.
It's hot in the
We
studio
both
today.
haven't stopped though, to be fair.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day ahead as well.
It's my sister's birthday today. If Alicia was born on the 3rd of Feb, we wouldn't be here.
For fuck's sake.
But come on.
Said Connor's mum and said Connor's dad.
Come on, what is going on? So, yeah,
And said
we had
Alicia.
to film early. Earlier, we were going to film today, but I was like, shit.
So we ran from here from work, so we're sweating, and yeah, in the studio, because we can't have aircon on when we're recording, it is...
Yeah, that's how much we care about audio, folks. Can you please, come on, like and subscribe.
Yes.
Because we're doing this for you.
Do those things, like and subscribe, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at 50Doctor. We're going to be talking about an episode where the frozen water is quite not thick today. That's just me not trying to say the name of the
What are you
episode.
going for there? Okay.
But first, let's play our Sting. Our theme, not Sting.
Woo.
50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50%, cats.
Woo! Woo! Did someone say we've got news to talk about today, Connor?
I'm glad we do, Aidan, because, you know, it can get a bit dry out there.
It can.
It can.
Dry as... Don't say it. I know you love that saying, and we're not finishing that saying. Today, so
love it.
recently in the last week, we have had Season 9 be announced as the next collection box set.
I bet you're frothing over that.
Mate, I'm always keen. I'm actually... It feels like it's come very quick, because I didn't finish Colin's last season. I got 2 stories left on that just because I'm gonna be honest, I just fucking couldn't.
Is that 22? Season 22?
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's a rough season. I know some people like it, love that for them, not for me. And I will finish it at some point, but I just took me a lot just to get to the 2 Doctors for us to review it, and then once I
Right.
got there, I was like, I'm just gonna take a back step. For
You
a bit.
gotta I think you gotta be in the right mindset to watch classic Who. You gotta have some mighty fine patience.
Well,
to
I'm
get through that bad boy.
My other thing why I'm like this is kind of quick season 9 is because I've had season 2. I've been watching season 2 pretty steadily since it came out, like one episode a day. Obviously, I went away for 3 weeks, but yeah, and I'm only like halfway through that 39 episode season.
Yeah, wow.
And we have John Pertwee's season 9 coming out, which is I think his 3rd season. So
Cool,
we've had 8 and 10 from him already. So this bridges the gap and finishes off the Katie Manning episodes.
Hey,
So
they're definitely getting through them, aren't they?
they are. This one makes it. I think this one makes it 13 out of 26 seasons.
Wow,
So
that's pretty cool, eh?
halfway there.
That's great. That's awesome, though.
One day we will have them all, Connor.
Are they hard to rebuy? Like,
Not so much now because they're doing. So the ones that come out, like this one that's coming out, is a limited edition. That's the big box sets. But what they've been doing is pretty much exactly a year after the limited edition ones come out, they release a standard edition,
Right.
Which is like a thinner one. To be honest, they look kind of better on the shelves and save so much more space.
right.
But I've got that
They're
many
like
of
the
them now.
collection box sets. It's funny, I saw Adam on Twitter posted that he got, I think he tried to get, I don't know what's, I think he was trying to get season 10 or something like that. I don't know what one he was trying to get, but he opened it up and the discs were from a different season.
Yeah, it was season He was trying to get season 12.
But he got season 10 discs because it had the 3 doctors on it.
The discs were the right discs with the wrong disc stickers on them, which was a common occurrence when
that happens.
They did a re-release of season 12 because season 12 was the first one they did, and they didn't do that many of them.
Right.
And then when they did the re-release, I think a bunch of them had the wrong stickers on.
Yeah.
And they got quickly recalled. And if you did pick one up in that time, then I think you were issued replacement discs. So.
Well, that's a bit of a cool. That's a bit of a cool thing to have. You get the dud. You get the dud.
People like that shit, but I don't. I want mine to be the actual version. I don't want your failure.
Pokemon cards, even if it's like a shit card, if it's like the last of the print in the machine, it has like a little thing at the bottom, and they're worth like a lot of money.
What a world we live in.
I get what you mean, though. Like, you do want the product that you pay for. I'm not saying it was on them for doing that, but still.
I don't want the fuck up. But kudos to you for wanting that. So what we do have is... so let's just quickly run through what to expect in Season 9. Not the special features and stuff, which is what everyone wants, but just to give you an idea of the stories.
Yeah.
Right? Because I didn't really know what I was getting myself into when I pre-ordered this one. So first story is Day of the Daleks, which is a 4-parter where rebels from a future Earth conquered by the Daleks travel to the 20th century to change the course of history. That sounds interesting.
Okay.
Sounds interesting.
Love a good Dalek story in the classic era.
Generally positive reviews.
Yeah.
For that one, so that's good. That's good. I don't think any of these are like best of the best kind of vibe. But yeah, generally pretty favourable reviews for this one. The second story is The Curse of Peladon, which is another 4-part story. A high priest on the planet Peladon warns a curse will fall on the planet if it joins the Galactic Federation. This episode, I believe, features the Ice Warriors, and I think it also features a character called, like, Avachi Major or something. Do you remember later in Season 10, there is a... the one on Mars, the Emperor's on Mars.
Mark Gaz's last episode.
Yeah, and there's that weird classic Q monster that came back.
I don't remember that, no.
It's like this squealy, high-pitched classic monster. It's in like one scene.
Okay, no, I don't remember that. I think I've watched that episode like maybe once. Right. Yeah, I didn't really like it, so... Well,
that connects to this episode.
Cool,
which,
okay.
Also has generally positive reviews.
Okay, so these are some classic villains, because if you read the next one...
Daleks, Ice Warriors. Next up, the Sea Devils.
This is some bangers.
Where the Master allies with the Sea Devils to conquer Earth. A 6-parter, so you already know that it's going to be a little bit too long. I'm just looking at it. Mixed to positive reviews for that one.
Hey, I'd love to, when you get this box set, I'd love to review that.
Well, we always do one for each set that comes out.
I really was keen to check out like an Ice Warrior story. A Sea Devil story before Legend of the Sea Devils.
Yep. Which
everyone obviously loved and was universally acclaimed.
So we can compare which one's better. Because it's a high bar.
I wonder who's going to take that crown. Jeez.
The fourth story is The Mutants, where a despotic marshal wishes to wipe out the native population of the human colony Solos and make the planet habitable for humanity. Another 6-parter.
Yeah.
Pretty mixed reviews, I think, for this one.
Okay.
Which isn't great.
Damn, they do love their 6 parts, don't they?
And then the Time Monster, the final story, is a 6-parter once again. The Master experiments on a special crystal to summon Kronos, a creature from outside time and space. Pretty negative reviews for this one. I think this one's
wow, so this is quite a mixed season then.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think...
what's that, 22 episodes?
Around that. There's 3 6-parters and 2 4-parters. So
yeah, wow.
What's that? 18 and 26, I think.
That's interesting how they used to like order that many episodes. That's kind of like similar to like a network show in like the US, like a sitcom where they do like the 22 episode seasons and stuff. Yeah. Like interesting.
Very interesting.
Well, I'm sure you're really excited for that. I know a lot of people are. Mm-hmm. I know people froth over that. So
and it's Pertwee, so even if the stories aren't great, I feel like I'm still gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely one of my. Definitely one of the most memorable Doctors for sure. And the little video they released was great with Joe Grant and stuff, and the little Sea Devil and stuff. It was really cute.
And it was sweet how they mentioned her husband as well.
Yeah, I love that stuff. It's really nice they do things like that because they don't have to, and I think because people are going to buy the box set anyway. Mm-hmm. But like, I love how they do that stuff. I really do think it's cute. So.
And written and directed by Mr. Kablam himself, Pete McTighe.
Yes,
as always.
Yes, so. He does all those, doesn't he?
I think he's done. I don't know about the first few, but definitely he's done like all the ones in the last like 2 or 3 years.
A fellow Aussie as well.
We love the Australians.
Yeah. G'day. An Australian writes the episode reviewing today, isn't she? That's Sarah, isn't it?
Sarah, is it Sarah Dollard?
I think she's Australian.
Is that who wrote said episode that we're not going to name
I think
yet?
Crispy said.
Sarah, yes, he did, didn't he?
I think he said that she is Australian.
Australian television
Yeah, there you go.
screenwriter.
Good day. Good day to our fellow Australian
Good
Who
day.
writers. We need more Aussie Who writers.
Are you
Still not set.
putting our names in the ring?
I'd love to write an episode of Who, for sure.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
But I feel like everyone says that.
Yeah,
like,
we'd probably be kind of shitted up.
I don't think I have a set idea that I would pick yet.
Neither. So
that's not
that's
really
a good
start. Yeah. Yeah, hire us. We don't have any plan. A bit like Chibnall.
I think that final serial in season 9, the Time Monster, I think gets railed a little bit. I think it's not that rated.
Okay.
Which is similar to what I think is the worst season, the worst serial of Doctor Who I've ever seen. The worst episode, anything Doctor Who. I've not seen all of Doctor Who. I've not seen all of the classics. But let me tell you, Connor, this morning, I finally finished all 6 parts of The Web Planet. And oh my mother in Christ.
Okay.
Not good. It's from season 2, so it's William
I've heard a
Hartnell.
lot about this, and I thought people liked it.
Did they? No way. No fucking way.
I've heard of the Web Planet a lot.
Yeah, I've heard of it a lot. It doesn't mean that I like it.
I don't know.
I've heard of Time Lash a lot, and
I think a lot of people like it.
no fucking way. Nah, I'm googling
Are you sure?
this.
Are you sure? Hey, it was universally loved, just like Legend of the Sea Devils. Okay?
That's true. It's opposite day today.
Wait, the Web Planet, is that... Oh, no, I'm not going to say that. That's not right. I was going to name a monster then.
No, there's no...
Oh, it's with the ants and stuff.
Yeah, the ants.
Yeah, that was shown in...
They're so great.
That was shown in bloody Adventure in Space and Time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Aidan, how can you not like a 6-part episode?
Yeah, 6-parters are always fantastic, right?
It is a lot, isn't it?
I'm trying to quickly find some critical response. It is the dullest quartet in fiction.
That's someone's review.
That's someone's review. It's ludicrous bathos. It's difficult to follow unless one watched every edition. Mumbo jumbo.
Probably every episode, I mean.
Yeah, true. Slow and silly looking. These are all like from critics and stuff.
Where's Aidan Green's review in there?
The ambition might outstrip the execution. And then someone said superbly atmospheric.
What does Peter Capaldi say about it at the bottom? Peter Capaldi
said the ambition and imagination was great, but they just didn't have the resources to deliver, which I think is a big problem.
Peter Capaldi said that?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
And he is the Lord, so we
I
follow
apologise for being so fucking sweaty, man.
Dude, I'm looking at your brow and it's
I'm
dripping.
sorry. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. I fucking sweat, all right?
The Web Planet, right? So it's like the bee people.
Yes.
And they go
Classic.
around. I've been sending you Snapchats all week.
Yeah.
And they go around, they go like this. And they're like kind of doing this floaty vibe. And they're like, and we will go to here because we must go here. And so that's like one creature. And then you have the ants. And the ants go...
This sounds fucking fantastic.
And then there's also like alarms or something in the setting that are like wah, wah, wah. And let me tell you, there's like, I think at the end of episode 2 or the end of episode 3, there's a moment where the beep, 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 beeps are going, and then like the alarm or whatever the fuck the other sound is goes off, and it's like beep, 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 beep. It is the most atrocious thing I've heard in my entire life.
Even on the remastered Blu-ray.
It's so loud,
Wow.
and it just, the sounds are just... like, it's like someone scratching a blackboard, right?
Okay.
Like, they hurt.
Sounds like you loved it.
I hated the first episode. I was like, this is shit, but I'm gonna have a laugh.
Okay.
And then come the end of like episode 2, I was like, oh no. And then like in episode 4, there's these creatures rock up that are like, they look like, what are they called? Like silver fish, the things that like roll into balls, and they're kind of, I don't know. I feel like I've not seen them in years. Whatever happened to those guys?
What, the guys were like when you move them, they go into like the...
Yeah, they like roll up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Like
they're
a millipede or something?
not millipede, but they're very big in this.
Okay.
And they walk around, they're like, we will never fly again. And it's, man, dude. And the
Sounds
performances, they start off great because the team is great. Susan's not in it anymore. She's replaced by Vicky. And they're really great. But throughout each episode, it just feels like they're just going, what the fuck are we doing? And then come like part 6, everyone's like, oh no, Doctor. The millipede guys are coming. Let's go. And then they run. And the last part as well, like, just doesn't end. It just keeps going. And the TARDIS, like, dematerializes at the end, and the window's not on properly. like stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, did the cameraman not go, oh, you know, props,
Probably doesn't
let's
give
get
a
that
shit,
fixed.
hey.
I don't think anyone apparently gave a shit come episode 6.
Yeah, wow. So that's I think what Aidan's trying to say is buy the season 2 collection box set.
You should, because it is.
Watch the episode.
I did want to start that
loved
by saying, and I forgot to, but I wanted to say I'm really enjoying season 2, except for
that
for this
episode.
one.
Well, there's always a dud every season, isn't there?
I was sort of thinking, what's it like if because I always want to show you the good ones of each season, but I'm like, what if I show you the bad?
What to review for season 2?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do the chase.
Okay. Well, I need to watch a Hartnell story. So you know.
I think we'll do the chase. We're not doing this.
Hey, pick away, man. Like.
I'll pickety pick. Okay, you've got a bit of news for us. I don't know if do you have the quote readily on hand for you.
Is this about episode 2?
This is about episode 2 of the specials.
I do.
From Doctor Who magazine. What's Russell said?
So we're getting lovely little bits of information here and there, obviously about the 60th and stuff. And good thing about Russell is that like he knows that we got a while to wait for the 60th. Is that you know he's given us little tidbits of information every drop of the magazine, which is great for sales as well because
they've been flying off the
makes
shelves,
people want to buy it because they get little bits of information, which is actually some quite good juicy information.
It's great if you live in the UK.
Yeah, if you want to buy it in Australia, you can wait 3 months and buy it when you know the information's been
About
out for months. So this is a little quote from Russell. It says the trailer contains 0 footage from Special 2. That's referring to the 60th specials. I have a dream that Special 2 could air with no previews. It has an opening scene shot in wide open air, full of surprises with no fan saw. No, basically saying like no one's seen it. Okay.
This is interesting, right?
It is interesting, isn't it? It's very interesting.
So we were sort of saying there's like stuff that was in the trailer that got cut, which probably obviously was like a big thing, maybe like a cast member or something.
Yeah.
My first bets are on it being Mel because that's who was rumored for a long time was for Mel to come back. Classic
She starts with her screaming and
yeah, she'll just go,
ah,
it's the Doctor.
Ah, you're
the
back.
Daleks.
You're back.
We love Mel. I think Russell would want to try and flesh her out as well. I feel like he'd see that she was done dirty and want to bring her back. I don't know.
He's a good man. Yeah, no, I think it's really exciting. I love that piece of information. It's really cool. And, you know, we know from the Bristol film and all the stuff with Neil Patrick Harris was for episode 3. So that had nothing to do with Rachel either. So, yeah, we're kind of slowly starting to, like, pinpoint what is what episode. The fact that there's nothing in episode 2 in there, I think is really interesting. I think they're being, like, strategic about it. And I was having this conversation last night about Doctors coming back. And I think we're not going to get any announcements about that. They're probably not going to show anything like this from the second trailer. Because, like, you know, like he says in the quote, like, we got away with it. Like, no one's seen it. And yeah, I think it's great. Hey, build the suspense. I love that. Does that mean we're not going to get a trailer for episode 2? I doubt that. When the episode ends, they'll probably give you like a little 10-second preview or some shit.
But maybe there is a way that they can show it without this huge guest actor being in it.
Without showing it, yeah. It's very exciting though. I think getting these little bits of information, it gets people talking, like nerds like us. You know, we speculate.
Another theory is sort of the Matt Smith being in it kind of stitch up, which ties into something that you were telling me about today that I think's complete bollocks and ridiculous.
Aidan's favourite theory right now, which is, of course, that on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and stuff, on all the socials and for Doctor Who, they are counting down Doctors, Aidan. Yes. And I believe it's actually today or either tomorrow, because I think they post every 2 or 3 days of Doctor. We had William Hartnell.
We did.
He has shown up. We are on 0.
We are.
What is going to be announced? Aidan says nothing.
Well, do you know why they're counting down Doctors, Connor?
Gone.
Because at the start of the month, you know how hot it is in here? Sorry, you breathed on me and it was like cool. It like cooled my leg.
That's good.
Breathe on me, Daddy. At the start of the month, they said, oh, it's the 60th year of Doctor Who. Well, every month we're going to celebrate a different thing about Doctor Who. In January, we're celebrating the Doctor. And the next day they posted, like, Jody, or like I think it was David actually, like 14 days.
Yeah, I think it started with Shooty, and then it went David, and then it went. Yeah, I know. There's too many bloody doctors now. We're forgetting about them.
So they just counted down, and on the 31st of Jan, they posted William Huntnell.
Yeah, they posted Billy. Yeah, okay, all right.
So they wouldn't. There's nothing else coming.
Well, look, we bring it up because I even got a message about it yesterday saying we've spoken about this on the show. And I'm surprised we haven't brought it up before because like everyone's talking about it. I know Vinny's going crazy about it. She probably thinks it's going to be David Tennant flexing at the end of it or something. I don't know. Like, people are expecting something. People are saying Matt Smith is announced. Spin-off.
No way, mate.
And you know what, guys?
I'm not saying that stuff's not coming.
Shit,
but
man.
that's not what this countdown was
Are we
for.
going to eat our words here a little bit? Because this is going to come out and it will either get announced tonight or tomorrow if there is an announcement at the end of it. But yeah, I think you're right. I think no one loves to speculate more than Doctor Who fans. Like there's always some hidden code to it, you know? And sometimes you can just speculate a little too far. And maybe
you were saying maybe 11 will be announced at the end of it. I know, kind of jokingly, but also maybe that is who is in episode 2 that we've not seen anything of. You know, maybe 11's there.
But again, what I was saying, like I think the fact that they got away with it with no leaks so far, I think the best thing they could do is just to leave it and not announce that he's in it, because there's already enough hype around it. I think, like, I don't think they need to announce another Doctor to get more people to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it would help, but also I would much rather the surprise of seeing Maddie in it. And will he be in it? I'd be shocked if he isn't.
Yeah. I think he's got to be in it to some capacity. I'd be curious, like, this maybe ties into what you were saying, and I'm not saying I'm fully agreeing with, like, the trailer was posted too early or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
But I am sort of thinking, like, I do want another 60th announcement at some point in the next, like, 3 or 4 months, right? Beyond just a trailer a few months before and stuff. So, but I'm like, I don't know what that could be. Dude, we're actually wet.
I know, it's crazy.
It's so hot in here.
Well, I guess, like, I did kind of eat my words with that as well, because, you know, there's no footage in it from episode 2. So, you know.
That's all to come if they show us.
It's interesting. And like, little tidbits of that is actually really cool. But I think you're right. Yeah, we do need to get a little bit of a hype going. I don't know if this is like, I don't know. A part of me wishes they did kind of spread it out throughout the year. I thought that could have been fun. That way make like the 60th year almost, because I feel like we're going to get them all so quickly. Like, we get them all week after week and then it'll be done, and it's like
not enough time for us to make content.
There's content, and also like maybe digest it a little bit more. I think it would have been nicer maybe to have it spread out, but you know, right. I gotta trust the gods at the BBC, who are our Lord and Saviors, and our boss.
Our boss. They fund the.
Well, if they quit the show, we'd be jobless.
That's true. We can. I'm sure podcasts. No, they didn't have podcasts back in 2003. I was like, I'm sure there was definitely like a lot of Doctor Who media still being made in the wilderness years. So
yeah, I think podcasts like became popular in like 2000. Well, not even popular. I think they started in like 2010.
Yeah, that kind of time. Yeah.
I remember the podcast app on like my old like iPod Touch and being like, what is this dinosaur?
What's a podcast? We don't need.
Yeah, that. I was like, what is this boring form of media?
Okay, so the episode, like we said, that we are talking about today is called Thin Ice.
Oh, he dropped it.
Yep, thanks, Joel.
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
We should specify that's from the game and not from the TV show as well. So
I did love how you filled the dead air with thank you, Joel.
Thank you. Yeah, well,
yeah, that line isn't in the TV show though. We riot.
It better be. That's like the one line. There's two lines I want. I want that, and then I want, without spoiling it, the final words of the game.
Yes,
which I think will
happen. Yeah, quite frankly.
Because that's just all perfect.
Great show, by the way. If you're not watching it, if you haven't played the games, if you have played the games, definitely check it out. I think you
like the new one?
Both agree. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, definitely loved
best
it.
one. Yeah,
I love Nick Offerman, man. I loved him since I saw him in Parks and Rec. He's an absolute treat, and I think he was great in the role.
Thin Ice is the third episode of the 10th series of the Britta. For fuck's sake.
He just said
this is why it's good. Thanks, Joel.
Dead air.
Yep.
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
Which is the third episode of the 10th series of the British science fiction television series Doctor Who, written by Sarah Dollard, broadcast on the 29th of April 2017 on BBC One. Thin Ice. Oh.
Dead.
Oh, it's just not playing anymore now, we're just quiet.
Ellie,
Dead air.
you are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
Now, everyone that's not played the game before, when the show comes out and they say that line, everyone's going to go, yeah, we've heard of it before.
The old whistle and click at the TV.
That's Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
Yeah.
Very nice. Anyway, said episode received mostly positive reviews from critics, with many labelling the topic of racism in the episode as well executed. The Doctor and Bill Potts visit the last great Frost Fair in London, 1814, but they soon find that something sinister is lurking below the frozen Thames. I, at the time, thought that this episode was perfectly fine with some good scenes in it, but I never really was blown away, and I always thought the CGI was so bad, and I think I didn't like it that much, but there was like some good scenes in it that lifted it up a little bit. What did you think at the time?
Yeah, I think the same. I recall us being so negative about season 10, especially the fact that we heard about the emoji bots, and also it got released that there was going to be this big CGI monster on the Thames, and I think we were all both like, that's just not going to look good.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of saved themselves with it being like underwater and stuff, and it being dark, and like, you know, that's how you hide some like shoddy CG.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually dying to see what you think about it now, though.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know what you think about it as well. Who goes first?
Who goes first? You go first. I go first.
Oh, thanks, Oscar Isaac.
That's okay. You go first.
All right. I think you know what? I finished Smile and was like, I thought I had to play the Sting then, but I was like, we're not doing that episode
Thank
anymore.
God, Christ.
I finished Smile and I was like, oh God, that was rough. But then I was like, God, the vibe was good. You know, like that vibe. And I was like, oh, come on, let's just go straight into thin episode. Thin episode about thin.
The Finn episode.
Thin frozen liquids.
Yeah, the Finn frozen.
As opposed to Mr. Thickety Thick from Thick Town.
From Thick Gang, yeah. So's your dad.
So I jumped onto it like a week ago, and I tell you what, I loved it, and I wanted to keep going and watch Knock Knock.
Who's there?
But I didn't.
Okay.
So
no one was there. You didn't watch it.
Well, I wasn't there.
Okay.
I didn't knock in the first place.
I left my room.
Yeah, I left my room. But yeah, I thought this episode was a lot of fun. Yes, there's some ropey CGI in there, and yes, there's some bits that don't quite work, but I think the vibe is great. Bill and the Doc, fan-bloody-tastic, including Nardole at the end for those final scenes. Fantastic. Very naughty.
This is naughty. This is beyond unacceptable.
And the setting I thought was really cool and
Very
great
cool.
and unique. What do you think of episode
3?
Episode 3. What do you think of episode 3, Connor?
Yeah. I wish this was episode 2, quite frankly. I think this would have. I think this would have worked really well as their first adventure, and then maybe they go to Smileville, as it was called in the episode. Smallville. I think it's a perfectly fun episode with a lot of great scenes of dialogue. I recall being a bit disappointed back in the day because I was still am such a huge fan of Face the Raven, and I think this story is nowhere near as like good and interesting, but I still really like it.
They're both written by Sarah Dollard.
Correct. Yeah, both written by Sarah. But I think you're right. The vibe is so nice, and it's so pretty. The opening scene with them like just looking over the Thames and the elephant. Yeah, I think it looks stunning. Like I really do. I think it's a great setting. They didn't run into the Doctor with River Song with Stevie Wonder playing under the bridge.
Not that time.
That was the night before. They just missed each other.
So many times in the Moffat era where you can tell he's like said something early on, or he's just like done like a throwaway line, and then like he's like watched the episode and gone, wow, I kind of wish that was an episode, and then he's gone and made it. Yeah, it's actually really cool. Like he says, like I've been here a few times, which is great. Like I think it reminded me. Funnily enough, I don't know if anyone else got this vibe, but it reminded me of that episode from Torchwood season 2, Meet. And it kind of looked like that big old space boy as well, like the big sluggy boy. Yep. I think it's like
maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I think it is just like a comment on like, again, like animal like exploitation and stuff. And
Definitely.
yeah, I
With themes of racism in there as
and
well,
themes of racism in there, you know, and I'm very
I'm glad they hit that very early on in this run.
yeah, I'm very pro animal, okay?
Yes, the animals.
That's right. I've been a veggie for a year. I got my year
Look at him flexing.
chip. Like, you know, you go to AA. I got my year chip of being a veggie. Yeah, it's something that's very near and dear to me art. Why am I talking like this today? Very
Your
near
art.
to me art. Yeah,
It's very near to your art.
I'm from the Banshees of Inisherin. That's it, right? Time Inisherin.
Yeah, you did for the first time. Good job. Well done. Progress.
In private, I've been saying Inisherin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just weren't there.
Just the only time
you'd hear it. You'd hear it.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
The only time I said it wrong was on the show where everyone heard it.
What did you think of the racist scenes where the Doctor punched the guard? Because I thought that was fantastic and like funny, but also like obviously not laughing at the racism, laughing at the racist getting punched in the
Aidan
face.
was laughing at racism right in the face.
That's me. You know I hate.
Yeah.
You know how much I love racism.
Oh god. I think all that stuff is very.
That was a joke.
Interesting.
Just to
To
say.
clarify. Yeah, no, I think it was really good. Yeah, I know the guy who played like the Lord Harrington or some shit. He was from Benidorm, so that was funny to see him. He was like the guest star of the week, so it was funny to see him in that role. And yeah, I think the whole racism stuff was really interesting. I think very well handled, and we get to hear some beautiful quotes from the Doctor. And I
Yes.
think, as always, Peter always just nails it, and you really feel he is 2,000 years old.
Yeah, those fantastic scenes where Bill's like, "Do you remember how many people have died?" And then she's like, "How many was there when you forgot? Like the last time you remember?" And
I'm
he's like,
2,000 years old, and I've never had the luxury. Yeah, I
Yes.
love that. I love that, man. Like, there is literally just a kid who gets slaughtered in this episode, and I
Okay.
respect it for that.
I respect it, but I also thought like there should have been a bit more of a ramification for it. I don't know.
Well, I think...
Maybe there was, because that's what sparked that conversation between.
Yeah,
Bill and
I
the
think
Doctor.
I think it was gnarly that the Doctor just ran over and grabbed his Sonic, because he knew he was like, he's dead anyway.
He's like, "My precious."
Yeah, exactly. Like, I thought that was really interesting. Okay, that he went and just was like, "This kid's dead. Like, I can't save him."
Yep.
Even Bill's like, "Go save him." He's like, "I can't. Like, he's dead." And they just kill a kid in the episode. I thought that was ballsy. So
It is ballsy. What do you think
Yeah.
of like the lights following everyone around the floor?
that was fine. It was fine. I like how they actually got a cool prop of it. They made like one of the little fishy boys,
Right.
where like and Peter's like holding it, going like, "Ugh."
Blah, blah,
like
blah.
yeah.
I like the lights. I thought that was fun.
It's cute. It's like those. It's like that fish with the from Finding Nemo with the little. Yeah, like that.
Do you think 'cause it was dark under the water in the Thames? Do you think that in reality, when the Doctor and Bill, well, if they in real life went under the Thames, do you reckon that they could see each other, or it would be too dark?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
probably
Because
not.
they like you can see each other, and then you can see the creature itself.
Yeah, well, doesn't he get the Sonic out and do a light? Does
Oh,
he
maybe.
Turn the light. He does like he turns on the flashlight button on
The app.
The app. Yeah,
app.
sorry.
As
I've
Matt
deleted
would
the app. I've deleted that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that whole scuba diving scene, I kind of let go of, because I was like, that's a bit silly. Like
Doesn't look great.
they somehow get back up, and they don't explain how. They're in the most heaviest suits imaginable. You wouldn't be able to swim back up.
Don't question it.
And I do question it. It's my job to question it.
No.
It's my job to question. What do they do?
Connor.
Ride on the whale to get to the top and go thanks, and then go to the top and.
The Sonic did it.
Yes.
You know how people like they're like, "Oh, a wizard did it." That's everyone's
Yeah.
like thing.
It was a wizard.
It was a Sonic. That's how the Doctor gets out of every situation.
Yeah. Thank you. We love. Ryan.
Thank you. We do.
Yeah, I felt the whole like going on the scuba diver thing. Like the costumes look cool, but it reminds me of that bloke from Scooby Doo who wears that costume in the second movie.
Yeah,
That used
yeah.
to really scare me.
We had a lot
Yeah.
of child supporting actors in this one that I thought for the most part were all pretty well acted for the kids.
Would you like to buy a?
Can I steal things from you?
Yeah, the pocket thieves.
Yeah, and I do miss that Moffat like that vibe where he was like, let's bring in kids.
The fairy tale.
I think that's such a good way to like get kids into Doctor Who. we've spoken about this so many times that's one of like a recurring theme of his, not really a theme, but a recurring element of his stories is getting kids involved.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's something that Russell didn't do that much, and Chibnall didn't do either. So it's something that's very special for Moffat's era, I think.
I think it's a really good vibe. The whole street markets thing on the Thames is really fun. Like all the people doing all the like the sword tricks and stuff, and everyone's selling like eel pie and shit.
Did you notice the sword was CGI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he really did it in real life.
Well, I thought maybe they've hired someone.
Do it though. I don't know how though.
And then they did like a close up of it, and I was like, oh, they didn't hire someone. This is a man that's holding a hilt to his mouth.
Yeah.
with a CGI blade.
It makes me wonder how people actually do that. Like, it's actually pretty gnarly.
I was thinking that too.
It's pretty gnarly. But yeah,
and how do you
fun,
know,
though.
like, when you're going too far? Like, do you start to feel it, like, digging into, like, your...
I don't know how.
Intestines or something?
Like, who came up with that? Who
I'm gonna shove a sword in my mouth.
Who, like, knew it would work? Like, there's no way when you first tried it out, you knew you weren't gonna... And probably people did die from it.
Do you reckon, like, 2 drunk blokes one night...
Probably.
They were like, oh, I'm gonna shove this skewer in my mouth from a kebab. And it was like... oh yeah, I'll do one better, and he gets like a big stick down the mouth, and then he's like, I'll do one even fucking better, and gets a sword and then dies.
And don't ask what else went in their mouth.
I was gonna make that joke as well.
I'll do you one better.
I'll do you one better.
Hey,
Let me go into my. I'm not.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave it there.
Yeah. You know, the Guinness Book of Records started by Guinness, because I think it used to just all be like pub tricks like that. And then it became like...
That's sick. I did not know that.
Yeah, well, I love Guinness. So
that sounds like a joke that like my like...
Moffat would make.
That like...
It's the Guinness Book of Records.
Yeah, like something Moffat would make, like what your weird uncle would go like, I've got a fact that you've never heard, but it's pure bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's what...
It started as like pub facts. Probably pub things like, you know, I think it just started with drinking. Like most pints sung like quickest time to drink a pint. Like...
Right.
You know, shit like that. I've always thought, I know it's like a TikTok trend, like at the moment, to like try and break world records. I like that kind of stuff. I reckon it's fun.
Speaking of TikTok,
most Doctor Who podcast episodes ever. Us.
No.
Yeah, I reckon.
Most Doctor Who podcast episodes ever.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Who else has more than us?
So many.
Who?
I think Big Blue Blocks is on like 400 or close to 400.
We're getting close.
They're double us. And they're weekly too. And then there's so many like weekly pods that have been going for yonks, mate.
We're Guinness World Records, baby.
Righty.
Sorry, go on, talk about like a TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok we're posting regularly. There is clips from the show on there, as well as bonus TikToks on there. Sorry, just burped. There's bonus TikToks. I posted a funny one last night where it was like, companions I want to return. And it was like Martha. It was Gwen. It was Osgood. It was Sergeant Benson. And then the space pig from the Aliens of London. I was like, I couldn't edit it the way... It wasn't like funny the way it was edited though, was my only thing. But we're getting there. I'm using my girlfriend's advice to improve on my TikTok abilities, so...
Well, it somehow does so good. Like,
dude, it's
so
ridiculous.
easy to get views on TikTok.
It's ridiculous.
It's actually, if you compare that to like YouTube, it's like... It's fucking chalk and cheese, all right? It's so different. Like, it's such an easy platform to get big on.
So every day or two, we are throwing out new TikToks on there. So stick around and enjoy that.
And definitely follow on Instagram, because I've been using it a lot more now.
Connor's good.
I'm getting better at it, okay?
Connor runs the Insta, I run the Twitter and the Tik. And we both do the YouTube.
Yes, that we do.
All right, so
few ticks.
There's not a lot to say about this episode, really, is there? Do you have much more to say about this one?
I thought it was interesting how the whole fuel thing, it's like, they're basically saying like it's shit became fuel and it burns underwater and like it can...
Boom, 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 boom. Is that Basil Brush? Boom, boom.
Ah, ha, ha, boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
What made me think of Basil Brush yesterday? It's funny you bring that up. Cause
I always think of Basil Brush.
Yeah, Brush. Yeah, I used to watch Basil Brush. I used to love it, man. I didn't used to work in a cafe or something. I used to love it.
Did Basil Brush used to work in a cafe?
I don't know. One of the sets was a cafe, wasn't it? Or am I
Maybe.
just tripping? How cute is Basil Brush?
He's so cute, man.
Did they retire Basil?
I don't know. These clips are all from like 10 years ago, so maybe. Mix Basil Brush Boom Boom compilation, but it's a photo of
I know what I'm doing.
Bob Odenkirk from Nobody as the main. I'm so confused. Okay. Anyways,
Did you watch Nobody?
I did.
Did you like it?
It's good. It's fun. It's fine.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah. I went to cinema, so yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. This is good. Good
Yeah,
time.
it was good. Yeah.
Okay. Should we
Review. It was good.
Were you making a point before I boomed on you?
Yeah, I was talking
About the
about
fuel.
I was talking about shit.
Yeah, the shit fuel.
Yeah, the shit fuel. It's a bit of a lackluster ending, to be honest with you. It kind of just everything kind of ends in an explosion, and
The CGI is a bit ropey when the ice breaks and he falls between it.
Yes, but you know what? It made me. It was kind of like a continuation of the story and the arc of the Doctor not interfering in human beings' like businesses, and
Yes.
he has to kind of say in speech that he did with Clara. It's almost like he learned from it. He was a bit more kinder this time. It was like it is. He actually was more.
That's a really good
direct
point.
about it.
Yeah.
He was like, "It's your decision. Like I'm just a bypasser."
Yeah. I like how he's like, it's your decision, but he goes to like, in Smile, he's like, I'm going to blow up this
Yeah.
city and you can't stop me.
I'm gonna blow it up. I got this little feeling going on. Blow
So
it all
stupid.
up. And he punches someone in this. Yeah, damn. The Doc's definitely like he's in his rebellion years.
He's in
right
his
now.
Time Lord Victorious face
Yeah.
again.
Who is he? Me right now?
He is. He is.
Yeah. He literally just punches someone who deserves
does.
it. But he literally says like, "This isn't like me." And I like how he said that because I'm like, "This isn't like you. Like you don't." Even though he killed his entire planet.
That's right. He did.
Everyone
that.
seems to forget about that.
God, the Doc's a murderer.
Damn it, Doc.
Damn, Doc.
Yeah, the ending though with naughty. This is naughty. Yeah, I like it how it's from the pilot when he like goes. The Doctor's like, go put the kettle on. And
Isn't
then-
that the start of Smile?
Oh yeah, shit. I'm just gonna shut up
I'm
now.
just going to correct you.
I'm
No,
just gonna
continue your point because I don't know what.
Nah,
I
I
can't
forgot
remember.
it. That's
what
why I
happened.
said that.
Oh, great. Good,
Oh yeah,
good podcast.
yeah. Podcast. Number one in the world, baby. Yeah, that's why he's like got tea ready. I like that. It's cool. It kind of like leads into episode 1 to 3. It's kind of like you could literally watch them like you could watch them all in order, and it would feel like almost like a continuation of every story.
The Holy Trinity.
Like even Smile gets mentioned in the episode. It's like when the kid dies, he's like, a couple of hours ago we were standing in a colony with like dead bones everywhere.
Yeah, that was a nice little
it
nod.
does feel all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ending was cool, and we get a little. They really do hype up the vault. And I remember when it was airing, everyone was like, "It's Missy," and I was like, "There's no way it's Missy." They're hyping it up to be something huge,
Yeah. But I remember like,
and it was Missy.
but I remember like it being Missy and being like, oh,
I was never that mad.
I was like surprised.
I was never that mad. I was
because
like,
so
okay.
didn't think it would be.
Yeah.
And I think the way that it happens, the way that it's revealed, I think was a bit more interesting than just like the door being open and it's Missy. I can't remember. We'll
Well, I've
there.
always loved Extremists.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I think it's great. So you know, I like that reveal. But yeah, the ending is fun with the whole vault thing, and it's always nice that Matt Lucas rocks up a little
Ominous knocking. Boom.
bit. Is it 4 knocks? Not today.
Not today.
Not today,
ominous.
motherfucker.
All you can hear is ominous knocking and then boom, boom. It's Basil Brush.
Yeah, you just hear Basil. Can someone send us a Photoshop of Basil Brush in the vault?
No, I
I'll
want to
retweet that shit.
I want the door to be knocking and going boom,
Bum,
boom.
bum,
You hear the
boom,
banging,
boom.
and then Nardole going like, oh no, and then you just hear boom, boom.
All right, someone edit that and also do the Photoshop, and we'll love you forever.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I've got a goof for the week if you want to play this thing.
Oh fuck, we've not done that in ages. Everybody, it's what used to be everyone's favourite segment until we stopped doing it because Doctor Who actually got made with decent production values. It's Go for the Week. Segment where we talk about the things that are wrong, like the production errors, things like that. Dude, my foot is like shiny from the water. That's not great.
Shiny like a limousine.
Shine, Jesus, shine. Fill this land with your Father's glory. Can you tell we went to an Anglican school?
Blaze, spirit, blaze. Oh, that song. Okay, that song does kind of go hard.
It does. There was also, my God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven on earth.
with wisdom,
Oh, these
power,
Jesus
and
bangers, man. Let me tell you. Anyways,
Yeah. Yeah, no, bangers, okay? For an atheist, I still think there's some church bangers. Like,
There is.
It's like going to a concert, you know, for a band, you're like,
Yeah.
you know, I don't believe in your religion per se, but I respect it and I'm here for the bangers.
You do. You go up to the DJ with like your phone on your head with like Snapchat and the text. And it's
Shine,
like,
Jesus, shine.
Shine, Jesus, shine.
It's like, I love that one. I'll play it next.
And I was like, shine, Jesus, shine.
This is the Skrillex remix.
We'll get Crispy to do it with his DJing.
Go on, Crispy.
Thanks, Crisp. All right.
Yeah,
the
goof. The goof is when Lord Huggington, whatever his name is, walks in. The guy that
He sounds friendly.
Lord Huggington.
Lord, it's not Hug. It's definitely not Hug.
It's the same basic bear Homer. There you go. It's a Simpsons reference that you fucking
right.
hate.
Okay.
I don't like that.
I've never said I don't like it. I mean, I probably have, but
You have. Anyway, yeah, that's a road you don't want to go down. Yeah, when Lord Huggington walks in and the Doctor punches him, when he punches him, you can see guards at the door.
right.
But then when he falls in the next scene, he's like doing that, going like, it's a human. And he's like, he's doing this. And then you see the guards running in the distance to come and like assist Lord Huggington.
So a little continuity mistake.
A little bit of continuity error. It's okay. It happens.
I'd love to find out what Lord Huggington's actual character name was, because Huggington sounds like a villain in Paddington.
Sir Huggis Huggington.
Sir Huggis Huggington.
From Hugville, Pennsylvania.
That's right.
Anyone here from Arizona?
Not me. That's not going to come up on Wikipedia anytime soon. Okay, Connor, shall we do a quick rendition of everyone's favourite 50% of the 50% segment? That made no sense.
Oh, yeah. Go on. Why not?
We're going to go off topic a little bit here. We're going to talk about the things that we watched this week. You get that wrong every time.
Hey, that happens. Everyone do the moonwalk.
That's not the moonwalk, that's the sprinkler, but that's okay.
I know, I'm doing it under the thing, you can't see it.
I can, and you're not doing the moonwalk. Connor, what have you watched this week?
Shuffle. Alright, I've caught up with Happy Valley.
Are you happy with it?
Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, man, definitely. Dude, Sally Wainwright slaps.
Slap.
One episode left and it hasn't aired yet. So I literally caught up the week that the final airs. Yeah, fantastic show. Highly recommend. Just some great British TV. Uros Lynn directs a few episodes in season 1. Uros Lynn.
Eros.
Uros.
Eros.
Eros.
A ruse. There's a ruse going on here.
Way.
Happy Valley is good.
Happy Valley is really good, actually.
Irishani.
Irisherad.
Okay, anyways, go on. Yeah, Happy Valley's good.
Aidan's a dick. Is that...
A diake. Aidan's a diake.
It's so hot.
It's so hot, bro. I'm so crazy. Go on.
Yeah, and I watched this like ABC Studios show called Flash Forward, which I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I finished it. I tell you what, if that show came out as a Netflix original in this year of our
like
Lord,
a little 8-part
2023, it would be like
fire.
It's just such an awesome concept. Everyone gets like a flash forward to 6 months in the future. It's actually a dope concept, but it never got a second season, so it finished, and I was like,
I do remember when Channel 7 used to get all those shows. Like I remember it had V. When you actually sent me that Snapchat, I started thinking about this show called Surface, which was it only ever had 15 episodes before it got cancelled. But I remember like loving it. And it's like a creature from underwater, and there was like all these monsters under the water. Like I don't know, it was cool. Probably
like Primeval.
It was like a sci-fi show. Oh, rest in peace, Primeval.
Did it get cancelled? I thought it just ended.
Primeval. I was reading an article the other day which basically said what I've been thinking for a long time, which was that Primeval was consistently on the verge of being cancelled. Like after season 1, they didn't know it was going to come back, and then they did 2, and then they did a big season 3, which was touch and go because the main character left.
That's right.
And then it got cancelled, and then it got uncancelled, and they filmed 4 and 5 back to back, and then it just didn't get picked up for 6. But it does have. It's so weird because 4 and 5 like fully close off the entire storyline with a few loose ends that are things that they could pick up if they want to, but don't have to. And then like the final scene is like an out of nowhere cliffhanger that just will never get resumed.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Well, they probably ran out of ideas. Like, there's an anemone in my bathtub, and a penguin came out of it.
No, it's like there's a the last scene is like the main character has been cloned, and his clone like rocks up. No, it's not a clone.
Are you serious?
No, it's him. It's him from like an alternate from the future or something. Comes up with like an ominous message out of the shadows, and I've always been like, damn, what could that be about? I'll never fucking know.
Yeah, tune into season 6.
Yeah. Imagine if Doctor Who ended like that.
It kind of did.
It did.
Kind of did.
It did. Well,
Yeah.
not with a cliffhanger though.
Well, Power of the Doctor could have been a cliffhanger with Sam for a while.
Imagine if like, what would be like a shit? I'm thinking like the end of a season cliffhanger. We didn't have too many. Because there's like Name of the Doctor.
Hank on the toilet at the end of season 5, part 1.
Of Breaking Bad. That's good.
Just never
No, I'm
gets resolved.
thinking Doctor Who.
Oh, Docky Who.
What about like end of season 6, part 1, where like
What, Jizz Amy?
Jizz Amy, River's
What?
taken, and you find out the identity of River's song.
Right.
Or the end of season 2. Rose is gone,
Right.
Doctor's sad,
Right.
and then Catherine Tate just rocks up in the TARDIS.
And then never...
And then we never find out
never
why.
finds out again. Yeah. It's interesting, hey? Like, it's a shame that all these shows get cancelled after, like, bands like it. Someone in my house was watching Primeval the other day because I saw the
love
continue
Primeval.
watching button, and I was like, who's been watching this? It wasn't me.
Primeval goes off, mate.
It was fucking one of yours.
Fucking Warriors.
have
I've
you been
watched
watching?
3 movies this week.
Wow.
I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is
Slow down.
very good. It's a
Yeah.
lot of a movie. It's a very fast movie.
I need to watch that.
I would have loved a bit more time to breathe, but I also think that that's kind of the point of the movie a little bit. And the ending's too long, and it hounds its themes home to you and yells at you, telling you what the themes are. But it's a great film, so well directed.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
keen to
chance,
watch it,
and
eh?
I wouldn't be mad if they won Best Directing. Because
Rip Inner Sharon.
it's and then I watched 2 films at the theatre, which was Avatar, The Way of the Water, and Babylon, both of which Babylon, more like Babylong. Both movies way too long. Avatar, The Way of the Water is
Avatar, the way too long film.
I don't want to be that guy that's like, I hate it because it's all green screen and
Aidan's
special
blue-pilled.
effects. But let me tell you, man, I genuinely think it's one of the worst movies I've seen in years.
Are you joking?
I think it sucked.
Fucking
You
are a harsh critic.
It's been like a decade since I had this thought where I was in the cinema and I thought about leaving. I was an hour in and I was like, this movie is so bad that it does not justify my time. I cannot believe it's nominated for Best Picture.
They love Jimmy Cameron, man.
VFX is like 80% of it's amazing, really good, and then the other 20% is like, oh, that's rough. And then, but the main thing is like the plot is half it's the same plot as the first movie. They've got to learn the way of a new tribe.
I've heard that
Marines
it's kind of like
coming
the
in.
first movie. Again, I haven't seen it, and I probably won't. I haven't watched the first one. I watched like an hour of the first one. I was bored of tears.
And you can tell that James Cameron like loves a good Marine, white man action movie kind of vibe. I don't know. It's
Let's
like
go.
people are like, oh, but it's meant to be a commentary on, like invasion and that sort of thing. And I'm like, yes, it is. But it's not fucking saying anything about it other than, oh, it's bad. That shit happens. It's not interesting at all.
Invasion bad.
Invasion bad. Film also bad.
So Aidan, you're not blue pilled.
I'm not blue pilled by the avatars.
Okay.
No, I thought it was.
Alright.
I frankly thought it was terrible, and I
Okay.
was extremely bored. Also, James Cameron just does not trust the audience. Like every time there's a physical movement, he adds this voiceover from the main character Jake Sully that spells out what you're looking at.
I'm like Chris Chibnall script or something.
It's like that, but even more condescending.
Right,
I
okay.
think. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought it was atrocious. I cannot believe it's got it's not got a lot of praise, but it's got like some critics like it a lot, some critics hate it, and I'm in the hate it category. I
Well,
thought
it's top 4 movies of all time, money wise.
it's terrible.
I need to know. I have to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
How was my boy Tobey Maguire?
In Babylon.
Yeah.
Is that a spoiler?
He's in the trailer.
Oh, is he? Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was surprised when I saw him.
Which is why I was going to go see it, because I love Toby.
He's really cool in it. He's like,
He's not in it for long, is he?
no, he's sort of in like Babylon.
Babylon.
This is Damien Chazelle's fourth or fifth feature film.
5th flick ever.
And it's I'm a big Damien Chazelle fan. He's made 2 of my favorite movies of all time in Whiplash and La La Land. But this movie just ain't it. This movie, there is some interesting concepts in there for about 45 minutes of the runtime, and then the other 2 hours is utter nonsense that gives nothing to the plot with really uninteresting, unlikable characters. I remember Dylan said that's kind of the point, which I disagree with.
What, that they're uninteresting characters?
That they're unlikable. And I disagree with, because I don't think anyone should start a script with making your characters unlikable, because then why are you watching the movie?
Right, okay.
But that's fine that they got that from it. I just personally thought so much of it was a bit ego and like pompy, like up myself, I'm a filmmaker kind of movie.
Okay. Man.
And I just thought it just wasn't it. Like there's like 10 movies in this movie. Every time it does something interesting, it does that for about 2 minutes, and then it goes off for 15 minutes of completely uninteresting shit.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Man, Margot Robbie's in some fucking stinkers, hey.
You know, there was a moment where like her Aussie accent came through as well.
Yeah, I bet.
And I was like, damn, like I like Margot Robbie as an actor.
No, me too. I'm just saying, like, she's trying really hard to win an Oscar, and she's just doing some terrible movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this Babylon's not terrible. It's a 3 out of 5 for me.
Sad.
But it's definitely, I'd rather watch this than Way of the Water. That being said, production design and everything in Babylon is fantastic. It's just...
And we love Brad Pitt.
And there's just like camera, like just shit that doesn't work, like camera movements that are clunky.
Yeah, okay.
And David Chazelle...
Was Brad good in it?
Brad's pretty good, yeah. And there's an interesting theme that they never commit to, which is sort of about the Hollywood system of how it like takes people in, and then when you're done, you're a nobody and you're just like thrown out in the bin. And like they do things with that from time to time, and there's like kind of a horror sequence at the end, which I was like, oh, that's cool, that ties into it. But then so much of the movie isn't about that, and it's just like...
Wasn't it long as well? Was it 3 hours?
3 hours, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'd love to see like a 75-minute cut of just like the bits that tie into that central theme, because everything else is irrelevant. And it tries so hard to be like in your face, and
It's
like
being a bit wanky.
there's like, oh, there's a crocodile.
Yeah,
oh,
I heard
there's a
about the
snake.
crocodile.
There's an
Yeah.
elephant.
Yeah.
Oh, the elephant's pooing on the camera. In the first scene, the elephant poos on the camera, Connor. It tries to be outrageous, and ultimately it's just a bunch of orgies. And that's not
I
even
heard
a
there's a
joke.
lot of orgies, say.
It's just, yeah, there's... Okay, we got to wrap up so that you can head off to your thing, and I got some work to get on with anyways. So, Connor, what would you rate
Thin
Ice out of 10?
Ellie,
Ta-da.
you are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
Out of 10, what would you rate it?
I'm going to be generous and give it a 7.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Because I think it's just fine. It does its job. Obviously a bit disappointed after Face the Raven, which is one of my favourite episodes, I think, honestly. So yeah, what about you?
Yeah, my gut wanted to say 7.5, but I think I'm going to stick with a 7 as well, because I think there is... there's not a lot of substance or style in there, to be honest.
Exactly.
There's just a few really good
fine.
scenes.
I think it does its job.
Yep.
A bit like Babylon. No.
I think it's a bit better than Babylon.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bold claim.
That's a bold claim.
Is
You'd
said
rather
episode-
watch Thin Ice and
For
Babylon.
fuck's sake, Connor.
Sorry.
Ellie,
Whoops. I didn't even know I did that.
But yeah,
treading on
no,
some
Babylon.
mighty thin ice here.
It's so, because Babylon's obviously a better production than this episode is, but it's like,
Yeah, this episode.
this episode is so much more interesting and
Wow,
fun
really?
than Babylon, which just babbles on.
It's so hot. I'm sorry.
It is hot. All right, let's
being a sweaty.
let's wrap it there. Connor, next week, knock knock.
Who's there?
Not
The
me.
boys. Oh, True Colours
I'm
show.
quitting. I'm leaving. I'm not here next week.
Back to New Zealand again.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm going.
Good to see you back, bro. It's
Aidan
and Connor's podcast.
We're sweating through our shirts. We're sweating through our shirts. I'm so freaking wet. And I'm sweating.
Bum, and you can cut it here, and then we're done.
Oh, which is instant cut.
Yeah,
we don't want to
yeah,
make a
cut,
scene.
cut.
Got a mid-sentence cut, would you like? You got to say something outrageous, and then I cut right before you finish saying it.
Okay. Oh God, something outrageous.
Something outrageous.
I don't get.
Like, I wish I could see John Barrowman's